Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever thought about starting your own website, blog, or online store, you've probably come across terms like domain and hosting. But what exactly do these terms mean, and why are they essential for any website? In today's video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about domains and hosting, explain the different types of each, and recommend the best domain and hosting providers for your website. Trust me, whether you're a beginner or an experienced website owner, this information will be crucial for your success. Let's jump right in. What is a domain? All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly is a domain? A domain is essentially the web address of your website, the part that people type into their browser's URL bar to visit your site. Think of it like the address of a house. Just like a physical address helps people find your home, a domain helps users find your website on the internet. A domain consists of two parts, the name and the extension. For example, in the domain google.com, Google is the name, and .com is the extension, also called a top-level domain, or TLD. There are several different types of extensions, each with their own purpose. While .com is the most popular, others like .net, .org, and .edu are also commonly used. But why is choosing the right domain so important? Well, your domain is the first impression people get of your website. It's your brand identity in the digital world, so it should be easy to remember, relevant to your content or business, and simple to type. What is web hosting? Now that you understand what a domain is, let's talk about hosting. If your domain is like the address of your website, web hosting is like the land your house is built on. Hosting is where all the files, images, text, and code of your website are stored and made available online. When someone enters your domain into their browser, the web hosting service is responsible for delivering those files to the user. Hosting services come in different shapes and sizes depending on your needs. At its most basic, hosting gives your website space on the internet. But not all hosting services are the same. There are multiple types of hosting solutions designed for different kinds of websites. Without web hosting, your website wouldn't be accessible online, no matter how great your domain name is. So let's talk about the different types of hosting available, and which one might be right for you. Types of web. Hosting explained. When choosing a hosting service, you'll typically have a few options to pick from. Each type of hosting has its own pros and cons, depending on your website's size, traffic, and budget. Let's break them down one by one. 1. Shared hosting. Shared hosting is one of the most common options for beginners. Here, your website shares server resources with other websites. Think of it like renting an apartment in a building where you share common utilities with your neighbors. It's affordable, but comes with limitations. If one website on the server gets a lot of traffic, it might slow down your site as well. 2. VPS hosting, virtual private server. VPS hosting is the next step up. With a virtual private server, you still share a physical server with other websites, but your site gets its own allocated space and resources. This means better performance, more control, and more customization options than shared hosting. 3. Dedicated hosting. Dedicated hosting gives you an entire server to yourself. This is like owning a house instead of sharing an apartment. You get full control over the server, including its security, performance, and software configurations. It's a powerful option for large businesses with high-traffic websites, but comes with a higher price tag. 4th. Cloud hosting. Cloud hosting is one of the newer and most flexible options. Instead of relying on a single server, your website is hosted on a network of servers. This means your site can scale easily to handle large traffic spikes, and if one server goes down, another one kicks in, ensuring uptime and speed. Types of domain. Now that you understand web hosting, let's talk a bit more about the different types of domains available. When it comes to choosing a domain, it's not just about picking a catchy name. There are various types of domains, each serving a unique purpose. 1. Top-level domains, TLDs. These are the most common domains that you see all the time. .com is the most widely used and generally the best choice for commercial websites or blogs. Other options like .net or .org are great for specific purposes. For example, .org is often used for nonprofits. 2. Country code, top-level domains, CCTLDs. If your target audience is in a specific country, you might want to use a CCTLD, which is specific to that country. For example, .uk for the United Kingdom, or .in for India. These domains can help with local SEO, making it easier for people in that country to find your website. 3-point sponsored top-level domains, STLDs. These are specialized domains sponsored by particular organizations. For example, .gov is reserved for government websites, while .edu is for educational institutions. If your website fits into a specific category, using an STLD can lend it more credibility. 4-point new GTLDs. In recent years, many new generic top-level domains GTLDs have been released. Domains like .shop, .tech, .blog, and more allow for creative, industry-specific domain names. If you want to stand out, these new options could be perfect for your brand. Best domain and hosting providers. Now that you know the basics of domains and hosting, it's time to choose the right provider for your needs. Here are some of the best domain registrars and hosting providers to consider. 1.